The 2012 vintage here at Pichon-Longueville is a very lovely year. I think that it's important to recognize that we're not in a blockbuster year like 2002, 2009, 2010, which are perhaps two of the most exceptional years that Bordeaux has ever known. But we have in our hands today a very lovely vintage, which is typical of the finest expression of Bordeaux in the style which is often called classic, but I think of as being fresh, balanced and harmonious. If I look at the year, how it happened, it was certainly difficult in the first few months of the year. Right up until the end of July, there was a real struggle in the vineyard to make sure that the grapes were healthy. There was a lot of hard work in the vineyard, but if all that work was done, by the end of July, what we had in our hands was low yields, but a very healthy crop of grapes. And then what happened, luckily, was a very lovely month of August here, and a superb September. So you had two good months at the end of the year acting on low yields, and the result is a wine which is, the fruit and the tannins are perfectly ripe. There's a wonderful freshness to the wine as well, and I think that the wines of 2012 for me are characterized above all by an enormously seductive purity of fruit, and above all this lovely freshness, balance and harmony. They're very elegant wines, and for me that's the soul of what Bordeaux is all about. Well, today is the official opening day of the premier tasting, but in fact it's already been going on for about 10 days, and it will probably go on for another 2 weeks. And this week has actually expanded to be 3 to 4 weeks of visits from people all over the world. And it's probably just as well, because now this year at Pichon we're going to be receiving 950 visitors, which is quite a bit more than we received last year. Every year there are more and more people who come, and I welcome this. I think it's an entirely positive thing. If they all tried to come in 4 days, we would be overwhelmed, and so it's actually rather good that it's spaced out over the period. For us, it's a really wonderful experience to meet the people from the world of wine from all over the world. They come from Japan, from Hong Kong, from Texas, from well, everywhere you could imagine. And the people come here to taste the wines and to form their opinion. And I think this is immensely important. If you compare it to how things were perhaps 25 years ago, the opinions of a few selected journalists and a few selected wine merchants were far more important then, and today the opinions of those people still count very much, but what you're seeing is that the collective opinion of a larger number of people is becoming more and more important in forming people's view of the quality of the wine, and I thoroughly welcome that. I think it's extremely healthy, and it reflects reality. Of course, if several hundred people make their judgment, we're more likely to get a consensus that is closer to an opinion that people will feel confident following. Anyway, the opinion of people who've been here so far has been extremely positive. I think that people didn't necessarily have a positive opinion of the vintage before coming, because they had an idea that it had been a cool summer, so they were going to be tasting unripe unripe wines. But actually, when you taste the 2012s, they are perfectly ripe, but just with this wonderful energy and freshness about them. And I think it's one of the more exciting wines that we've made in Bordeaux in recent years.